Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 15, Week 14 here on Twitch. We are live for the end of Season 15. The regular season is coming to a close. We've got an extended BearCave today, and it's already been a wacky week. The blue square has decided to choose violence. We've seen Coastal go down to Charlotte. We saw Michigan lose to Ohio State. We saw Oregon lose to Oregon State. So a lot of teams vying for the CFP taking L's. So tough day. As always, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can join in at any time, claim a team. You can set the playbook, set the schemes. You can hire coordinators. You can recruit players, and you can participate in our fully functional sportsbook or stock market. So join in if you'd like. It's a lot of fun. Get a head start on the rebuild for CFB 25. But yeah, we're here for BearCave, and if you are watching live, you might run into some ads, so use that Twitch Prime sub so you don't miss out on any of the action, because any and all revenue made through this Twitch channel goes to funding the National Championship Trophy. And oh my, Chief Sheba gifting, I don't know who Chief Sheba is, but thank you. We got 5 of them. 5 gifted subs, bang. Who's Chief Sheba? Eisen, Coach Eisen, thank you. Massive way to start the week. But yeah, so we got an extended BearCave. We're going to go through every single division remaining. There's 8 of them. Then we'll go to game day, which is Texas and Texas A&M. And then we're going to have the committee rankings later on today. And then conference championships will be early. They will be on Wednesday. So keep that in mind. They will be on Wednesday. So we're going to start in the Mountain West. And the Mountain West is a little weird because Fresno State's locked up one division. On the other side, we've got 2 games we're going to watch, but 3 teams vying for the division. First and foremost, if New Mexico wins, they win the division. They have the tiebreaker over Wyoming. If New Mexico loses and Wyoming wins, then Wyoming wins the division. If both New Mexico and Wyoming lose, it will go down to a 3-way tie, and then Colorado State would have a chance at the division. It would come down to the point differential between the head-to-head matchups of Wyoming, New Mexico, and Colorado State. Whew, that's a lot. So we're going to jump into it here. We'll start out with Wyoming and Utah. So we'll see if Coach Wind can get a win here. Let me know, Wind, if you're here. Heads or tails, kick or receive. It's a lot of fun. We got a long BearCave today. So we'll give him a second if he's here. We got BearCave on the TV. I can't imagine how cool it is on the TV. All right, we're going to jump into it. Oh, he said heads and kick. Bang, Wind is here. All right, so we're going to jump into this game. If you're just joining us, we haven't simmed any yet, but this is BearCave. So we take all the good games of the week. We're going through every division race, so we have 15 this week. And we jump in, sim to the end. If it's close, we'll actually watch it. So we'll see. Can Utah State ruin Wyoming's chances? Wyoming once again look like the favorite. We've got another sub. Bang. My God. Yui subscribe. Thank you, Yui. Thank you. Woot, woot. Let's be MTSU. Yes. That game will be coming up shortly. So, like, no fans coming out to Utah State. Look at this. Can't wait for the new game because they said that there's dynamic crowd building. So, like, as your team gets better, you do better, which is kind of cool. So, he said heads and kick. Here we go. Week 14. The blue square's chosen violence, so I can't imagine this BearCave session is going to go any nicer. So we're going to see some dreams crushed today. Wyoming, though, starts out with a touchdown. Remember, Utah State does have a 99 overall speed running back if we end up watching live, so do not want to give them a chance. 17-20-7. There comes Wyoming. Come on, Wyoming. Finish the job. 27-7. All right, we go to the fourth quarter. It's in hand. It's 3 possessions. Oh, they go even higher. But Wyoming needs help. Remember, they cannot win the division just off the win alone. So we're going to keep going. Utah State, are they going to come back? No, they are not, and that is going to end the game. Big time win for Coach Wind, and this also is really important because remember, 7 wins is typically the cutoff for like a guaranteed bowl game. So 7-5, that's what Wyoming is going to get to. So nicely done. A lot of Jamie Brown gets a couple of tutties. So Chris Neal, he went 30 of 53, 412 yards, 3 touchdowns. Very nice day for him. Jamie Brown only 72 yards, but he went nutty in the pass game. My God, 129 out of the backfield. And on defense, some TFLs, only 1 sack for them, no interceptions, 1 deflection, and a forced fumble from Jake Falk. And for Utah State, we got Norris Bratton, the senior. Paulie Pug, the SFA player, he went for 60, not much, but he did lead them in catches. And on defense, we've got, wow, they actually did pretty well on defense, but still gave up 41. All right, that's going to do it for our first game of the day. Nice, we got a hype train emote. All right, so as always, got to get my players of the game screenshot here. All right, so that is a Wyoming cover. If you're following at home on your BearCave, remember, it's a big week this week. We've got a ton of games. So big chance to make a move in this very tight BearCave race. A lot going on here. So now we're going to immediately go back to the next game in the Mountain West. So Wyoming, Utah State, that was a 7-point spread. And now next up, we're going to go to UTEP and New Mexico. So this is where it could be all over. So now with the Wyoming win, Colorado State is officially eliminated. There will be no shenanigans here in the division. It will either be New Mexico or Wyoming. So you got to be the biggest UTEP fan of your life if you're a Wyoming fan, as it is 50.5 is the over-under and a 7-point spread for New Mexico. So Coach Chum Toad, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive, as we jump into this for the division. We've seen UTEP before. I think UTEP is actually the team who has the most division wins without a conference championship. I think that they've won this division maybe 3 or 4 times, but as you guys know, in the Mountain West, the Mountain Division has never won it. It's always been the West. So basically, this is just an invitation to who gets throttled by Fresno State on Wednesday. All right, come on, UTEP. Remember, Coach Moroku used to be the coach for UTEP. So I don't see Chum Toad here. So we're just going to go with kick. Nope, he didn't win the toss anyways. And they receive. UTEP wants the ball, and they're going to score. Here we go. Does UTEP have something in them? New Mexico starts out quickly. Oh, no. Wait, the defense stops them for a second. Not looking good for Wyoming fans. Is Coach Chum Toad going to make the CCG? He's up 17. Here comes UTEP, though. 10-point game at halftime. Still within reach here. Oh, New Mexico scores again. It's not looking good. They're up 17. Please, please, UTEP, please. No, it's a punt. Please, it's up to 31. And oh no, it's going to be over. The fat lady is singing, and New Mexico is going to go to the conference championship for the Mountain West. They've won the division. They've made it to 7 wins, and they will guarantee themselves a bowl game. 38-7. That is a New Mexico cover. So no shenanigans here. The leader gets it done. As New Mexico comes back from the dead this season and will meet Fresno State in the Mountain West Championship. Marquise Brown, the former Northwestern quarterback, transferred over in our transfer portal, gets it done. And then on defense, in running, it was Sean Martin, 4 tutties for him. Marquise Brown went crazy as well. And then on defense here, our touchdown, the SFA player gets 9 pancakes. On defense, some TFLs here across the board. 3 sacks, Jordy Schmerda, SFA guy. And 2 fumbles for David Fagon. And for UTEP, the lonely UTEP. Passing, Andy Taylor, no, 9 for 30. Ooh, man, maybe Concepcion can teach him some lessons there. 30% completion percentage. Not going to win you a ton of games. Not going to win you a ton of games there with these stat lines. Oh, my. Correct. The blue square chose violence this week, folks. We saw Coastal lose. We saw Michigan lose. We saw a lot of teams lose. However, it's not, it's when teams lose, other teams move up, so it's never too bad. All right, but this was a New Mexico cover. Yeah, exactly. Some weeks the blue square just chooses violence. This is one of them. But all the favorites have won so far, so, I mean, Wyoming can't really complain. He had the chance a couple of weeks ago to beat him, and he could not, so. Now we're going to go over to the AAC. Oh, it's time for Yui. She won the American couple of seasons ago. Last year was a travesty, absolutely horrendous year, 1 win, and now she is back trying to get back to the conference championships. This is it. There's no other impact to this game. The winner of this game faces Cincinnati. Yes, they get to get throttled by Cincinnati, but that's what we said 2 years ago when Western Kentucky faced Rutgers, who's going to go to the playoff. Western Kentucky took them down, and you know the rest. So, Yui, let me know, kick or receive. You are the home team. Her jersey, she wants all black with the chrome dome. They'll be wearing their all whites. Now, guys, remember, folks, we've been in this situation before. Back in Season 10, when East Carolina was going to go to the playoff, all they had to do was beat Mid-Tennessee State. And then they threw a pick. We threw a pick with Bo Wallace, leading to the greatest rage of all time. Same exact situation. So we'll see if Western Kentucky can take them down. This is a 7-point spread for Western Kentucky and a 54.5 over-under. All right, kick if we win the toss. Here we go. Things are going to start getting a lot juicier here as we continue the trudge through all 8 divisions that have still yet to be decided. We've got one down. It was New Mexico. So who will face Cincinnati? Cincinnati really wants Western Kentucky to win because they want the quality win in the conference championship. They're still battling for the playoff spot. Remember, with Coastal losing this week, it gives Cincinnati, it gives Fresno State, it gives Ohio still a chance at the playoff. Because now Coastal Carolina pretty much out of the playoff race. If they beat Southern Miss in the conference championship, it opens it up to the rest of the field. Here we go. LT Smith Stadium, home of the Big Red. Does not win the toss. Here we go. Who will win the division? Quick touchdown for Kentucky. They do it again. 3 quarter touchdowns. And they're on their way to get another 28-0. Coach Yui locking in. Absolutely killing them. 42 in the first half. This is the team that beat Georgia Tech earlier in the year. They are no slouch. Do I hear 84? No, they're going to add a field goal. Oh my, absolutely diabolical game here from Huey. Leaving it all out on the field, and we get an interception now. And only 3 points here for them in the second half, but it doesn't matter. Just going back and forth. This game is over, folks. We're going to sim it to the end. 45-10 is your final. Coach Huey will cover and win the division. So after going on a crazy bad year, 1-11, she wins the division for the second time in her career. It was Charles all over the field. Maximus Mays getting in there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They're already dead. Oh, wait, you went 3-9? No way. I could have sworn. I could have sworn Western Kentucky got domed. 1-11. I could have sworn. Oh, yeah, okay. Leon Fox got in the game. All right, Leon Fox for Heisman. Well, just go with the 1-11. It sounds better. I could have sworn it was 1-11. Jackson Biss got 17 carries. Shout out to him. And all this scoring, and Palmer got 3 catches. All right. Tobin Dashnot popping off, the freshman. 5 TFLs, 1 sack. Bang, bang, bang. 3 fumbles for the team. Lousy Riddle got himself one. Got a block as well. And Mario Carpenter not doing anything here. Demarius Chapman, the SFA player on this team, 1 catch for 1 yard. Love to see it. So we're going all chalk here to start BearCave, which is fine by me. All right, so your American Championship will be Cincinnati and Western Kentucky. Remember, conference championships will be a very quick turnaround. It will be on a Wednesday. And you know your team did poorly when your kicker is your best player. Unbelievable start here. All right. So 2 divisions down, 6 to go. All right, so next up, I think we're going to the MAC. Yes, we are. So Coach Bob Toledo, Coach Mike Gronstall, his first ever BearCave game is a big one. It's for the division. Now, in the sim, Eastern Michigan has been diabolical this season. Every game they play, it goes to like 56-50 or 45-42. Like super, super big time scores, and you're going against Wycale Summers and a lot of SFA players here over at Central Michigan. So, Coach Bob Toledo, heads or tails, kick or receive? This is a 5-point favorite for Central Michigan. The over-under 67.5. Who will win the division? Welcoming Coach Prime Water. We are off. If you missed, we've had straight covers to start. Wyoming cover, New Mexico cover, Western Kentucky cover. And we have had 2 divisions decided. New Mexico will face Fresno State, and Western Kentucky will face Cincinnati. And we've got a snow game to see who takes on Ohio Mania. Ohio Mania waiting. Their playoff chances still on the line. They would probably like to see Central Michigan again to get another quality win, but oh my. Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan at Kelly Shorts Stadium. Heads in kick for Coach Bob Toledo. And he loses the toss. Here we go. We are in the snow. Will we get a close one? Both teams pretty healthy. And Eastern Michigan scores first. Oh my, they got a big time play. Can they capitalize? Oh, they can't score again, but we're playing on Central Michigan's side of the field. What a first half for Bob Toledo as Coach Keat gives some subs. Holy shit. We got some crazy subs going today. Thank you, Coach Keat. We got 5 of them. God damn. All right. We've got third quarter and Central Michigan's. No, Central Michigan, stop. Eastern Michigan comes out flat in the second half. We go 1 possession at a time, and they do it again. Remember, guys, we can't jump in until it is a 1 possession game with 2 minutes left. Oh, no, it's not looking good. We're going to go 1 play at a time. They've got to get a stop, and penalties on the defense aren't going to help you. No! It's up to 3 scores. It was 7-0 at halftime, and they just gave up 28 unanswered. Can we see something amazing? Please, no, it doesn't look like it, and Central Michigan is going to win the division. Ah! I thought you had it, Coach Bob. I thought you had it. Favorites are, yes, now 4-0, and they have all covered. So maybe all of the shenanigans happened in the sim this week. Man, dude, we had a 51-yard run by Aspeth, the SFA player. Jonathan Clark, redshirt senior, pulls off his best Josh Concepcion impression. 33% in the snow. Oof. Aspeth, though, he played very well. 144, 1 touchdown. A lot of TFLs for this team. Julius Nambo, SFA guy from Navy, gets a TFL. 1 sack on the day. Forced fumbles. Not much. Oh, gotta go check Central Michigan. Wykel Summers only throws 17 passes. They did very well here today. It's crazy how the SFA timeline works because Cincinnati, or Coach McNasty would still be here if he didn't have all these injuries last season with Central Michigan. So you would see like boozing on this team. Like this team would have probably made the playoff this year. Ridiculous. All right, so that will do it. So we've now had 3 of the 8 divisions decided, all the favorites. So Central Michigan will battle Ohio Mania in the MAC championship, and that first game that they had between these teams was incredibly good. So that will be a treat. Remember, conference championships will be on Wednesday. Very early turnaround because of 4th of July. I will not be available. So, as always, trying to finish the season before the new game drops. So, we're going to go quick. All right, so we move it along here. Nice starts going. So, next up is... Oh, baby, now we're going to the ACC. All right, folks. So, we're going to come back to Georgia Tech. That was the Patreon BearCave game of the week. So, that one technically doesn't impact any races at all. However, the race we're looking at is in the Atlantic. So, we've got Boston College still alive and Buffalo. Remember, Boston College upset Buffalo a couple of weeks ago. And so if Buffalo loses and Boston College wins, Boston College at 6-5 will win the AAC or the ACC Atlantic and face Georgia Tech. Now I know Coach Mike desperately wants this to happen because you do not want to face Buffalo again. So we're going to go into the Boston College game first, see if they can get that win. Otherwise, we just know Buffalo wins, and then they'll have their, kind of celebratory sim. But 3.5-point favorite for Boston College, 54.5 over under for Virginia Tech. If Coach Joe is here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Yes, Tribe, you got to the 7-win mark. Congrats. But I have been seeing a lot of 6-win teams win this week. I haven't done the math or anything, so I don't know if there's going to be a 7-win team that's kicked out. But I do think it's going to probably be like last season. Maybe 1 or 2 6-6 teams will make it. That will be my task later this week to figure all that out. But for now, we are going to try to figure out the division races. See if Boston College can win it here at Alumni Stadium to keep their dreams alive. Now, they did lose their quarterback. Threatening war crimes is the only way to do it. I appreciate the dedication, Coach Tribe. And I will not consider it in my decision. As Boston College... Quick score. Virginia Tech, though, they have some good players. They've brought some teams to the brink this season. I do believe they beat Clemson, so definitely not out of the woods yet. Boston College yet again. But Virginia Tech staying in the game. Oh, baby. Virginia Tech does have a couple SFA guys. Boston College as well. Boston College, though, extending this lead. Up 2 scores. Here we go. They got to score. They don't. They get a stop, they do. They got to score, they don't. And Boston College very well could have just put it away there. And there's Ozzie Merkins on this defense. And nope, a sack, and that's going to do it. Another blowout. So Boston College has done their job. Now they have to wait and see. It's a Boston College cover. So Boston College gets the job done. So now they await to see if Buffalo chokes to Syracuse. Jonell Rivers, SFA player. He had a long injury this year. He's back, though. And Ozzie Merkins, the former A&M player, left because of a promise. I believe he's the first ever player to leave because of a promise. Boston College, Marvin Bozeman, the backup, 89 overall. I think they're going to be just fine there. God, dude, it'd be so funny. Come on, Boston College. I'm cheering for you. Yep, covers are on a great streak to start, so it means they're due. Syracuse is going to win the next game. Trust. All right, so we continue on here. We'll now go over to Buffalo and Syracuse in their rivalry game. See if Coach Hunt can take down mighty Buffalo. Remember, division game or these rivalry games can sometimes be a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? Like that Ohio State game was weird. If you look at the scoring summary, there's multiple pick sixes. It's kind of like our Ohio game, or not our Ohio game, our Nebraska-Iowa game. So we're going back to the AA or the ACC. My God, I'm getting all of these confused today for Buffalo and Syracuse. Coach Hunt, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive, or just kick or receive. So Buffalo is obviously the heavy favorite. It's a 13.5-point spread, 48.5 over under. So we'll see if Buffalo can do it here. A win, and we get a rematch of the ACC championship from season 14, where Georgia Tech lost to Buffalo. Or we'll get Boston College. We'll get fresh meat in the conference championship. What will happen here? Syracuse, it's at home. We're in the dome. Will we see some shenanigans? The Carrier Dome, we've seen crazier happen here. Will Buffalo cover again? We're just going to kick. I do not see Coach Hunt. And quick score for Syracuse. Hold your horses, folks. It's a 2-score lead. The first quarter goes for Syracuse. What is going to happen here? Syracuse, they go up 3 scores. Buffalo on the ropes. At halftime, they're down 10. Syracuse adds another. Syracuse, oh my God, Syracuse could do this. Syracuse is up 17 as we enter the fourth quarter. Buffalo scores. This is what they love to do. They love to just grind you down. But Syracuse isn't going to let it happen. Syracuse, oh my God, Syracuse! It's an 11-point game. Remember, we can't jump in unless it's a 1-score game. It's now 11, so we got to wait to see if Buffalo can score here. Can Buffalo score? They're going crazy. They're going to punch this in. We just know they are. Yep, there you are. All right, so we're going to watch. 19 seconds left. They're going to go for 2 to try to make this a field goal game. Boston College might be on their way to the conference championship. And wait a second. We got a glitch coming. All right. I guess it gave it to him some more cheating. Oh, we have a glitch here. Okay, so after this play. All right, Syracuse gets it. We got a blue square glitch with the helmet, so we actually don't get to watch the end of this. We have to sim it. So we're going to go one play at a time. It's just sit down. So Syracuse wins the game. Buffalo goes down. I'm going to have to restart the game, but it doesn't really matter. Buffalo goes down. They are locked out of the conference championship. Okay, so we got a Syracuse outright. The first big what the hell. So Jason Handy, the freshman, gets it done. 16-23, 242, 2 touchdowns. Boston College is going to the conference championship. 43 rushes for Herbert. Smith gets it done. Unbelievable day for this team. Definitely the win of his career here. Coach Hunt. I mean, they didn't even do anything crazy special, I guess. I mean, they just scored. Sean Hill here had 1 interception. Normally when Buffalo ends up losing, it's because of a lot of turnovers, but I only see 1 here. CeCe Schuster had a good day. Thrash Daniels, the senior. And that is how you do it. Coach Tuck, yep, gets it done. So Boston College, the big shock of the day. Boston College at 7-5 is going to your conference championship. So we now have 2 7-5 teams. Iowa lost this week, and now Boston College. So that is not good for some of you bubble teams, because now it could be another auto bid gone. Another bid stealer. All right, so this is a Syracuse outright. All right, so before we go on, I'm going to save the game, and then I'm going to restart the game because we had that glitch. Basically what happens is, like, the helmets are glitching, so everybody's going to go off sides. The game is saved, though, but for a second, guys, you're going to want to lower your sound a little bit. It gets loud here for a second, so I'm warning you now. It's about to get loud. Lower your volume. Lower your volume. You got about 5 seconds. If you're wearing headphones, you're not going to be happy here in a second. Maybe more than 5 seconds. It's loading. So just restarting the game here. All right. All right. Now you can the intro is always super loud. I don't know how to turn down the intro, but we are back here. All right, so we just saw the first shocker of the day. We saw Buffalo lose and Boston College win. So that means that Boston College at 7-5 holds the tiebreaker over Buffalo because they won head-to-head and will go to the conference championship against Georgia Tech. So now, after that, our first craziness of the day, we're now going to settle the Big 12. And the Big 12, man, there's so many different scenarios that can happen here. And some of them involve Arkansas. Now, Arkansas cannot win the division because the tiebreakers just don't work. However, Arkansas can screw over Nebraska. So, I'm actually going to switch the games here. I was thinking about it. I want to switch these games because the scenarios is that Iowa State, if they lose to Kansas State and Nebraska wins, then Nebraska wins the head-to-head and they go to the conference championship. Except Arkansas holds a head-to-head win over Nebraska. So if Arkansas wins and Nebraska wins and Iowa State loses, all three of them are tied, which means you go to division record, and Iowa State wins the division record tiebreaker. So what that means is that everything could go perfectly for Nebraska, but if Arkansas wins, then they're screwed because then the tiebreakers go to the wrong way. So Texas Tech is key in Nebraska's master plan of winning the division. So we're going to go see if Nebraska can win first. That's what we're going to go to first. Then we'll go to Arkansas and Texas Tech. I'm going to switch the order. So Coach Zach, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 14-point spread for you, and the over/under is 47.5. Oh, gotta get the black shirts going. All right, tails and kick for Coach Zach. We got the Colorado Buffaloes, who are the number 16 ranked team in the new game. Gotta love it. Coach Schwartz gonna love that team when we move on over. All right, so the first step in the Huskers' master plan, they gotta win in Folsom. It has not been a good season for Colorado. We'll see. Julius Swain and company, they are on a legendary run here. They have 4 straight dominant wins against some of the best teams in the country. See if they can keep it up against Colorado. God, look at that visitor section. That is embarrassing. Come on, Colorado. Fill up the stands. Folsom Field, easily the most beautiful stadium in the country. Yes, I am biased. Here we go. 0-0. We've had some crazy games between these two. We'll see if they can do it. Nebraska, quick 2 scores. That's what they needed. Julius Swain, though, throws a pick. Nothing doing, and they're up 17. They're up 24. Nebraska playing their heart out today. 24-0 here as we go to the second half. Colorado is not going to put up a fight here. Will they get domed? No, they add a touchdown. Nebraska on the doorstep as we enter the fourth quarter. And they don't get it. And there's a safety. Nebraska gets a safety. So that is likely going to end the game here. They're up 19. Don't think anything is going to happen. They're running this clock out. Champ Bloomer's unable to do much. And there's a touchdown for Nebraska. So they are going to win and they are going to cover. So they do their job today. Remember, at worst, they're going to make a very nice bowl game. After a horrific start to the year and horrific year in the sim, they battle back, and I believe they win 5 straight. Brandon Adams had a big day today. Oh my God, 17 pancakes for Mulahalo. Whew. That might be a record. Doug Duthie gets 4 TFLs. Get a couple of sacks here. The interception goes to Phillips. Deflection from Bobo. And for Colorado, Champ Bloomers, who had an injury earlier in the year, is back. He didn't have the best day. Blue Jackson, SFA player. Gotta do Blue Jackson as a senior, catching balls from Shedeur Sanders. I cannot wait, man. Whew. This will be easily my favorite team to watch when we move over. Colorado will be on BearCave every single week if we play with real players. And I already did Nebraska. All right, 33-7. That's a Nebraska cover. All right, so the first step in their master plan. However, now we go to Arkansas, who could foil their plan anyways. So, Coach Zach is now the biggest Garrett Gamara fan ever. We got to see. And this would be a monster win because Texas Tech, Coach Pizza has not won a Big 12 game in his career. This is 2 years that he's been the Texas Tech coach. Can he finally get a Big 12 victory? He's 0 for what? 0 for 15? All right, Tribe. So, Nebraska won. That's the first step in their master plan. They need Iowa State to lose, which would trigger the head-to-head, and Nebraska would then go to the conference championship. However, the big spoiler here is Arkansas. Because Arkansas beat Nebraska, if they win and Iowa State loses, it would be a three-way tie between Nebraska, Arkansas, and Iowa State. In that scenario, because they have a circle of suck beating each other, it would then go to division record. And division record is going to Iowa State. They've only lost one in the division. Both Arkansas and Nebraska have lost twice. So, Iowa State would win anyways. So, Iowa State can lose, but as long as Arkansas wins, then Nebraska is screwed. So, pizza, pizza, pizza. You could really help a brother out here. Let me know, kick or receive. So, there is no scenario where Arkansas could win the tiebreakers. This game is strictly on here to see if we screw over Nebraska. He wants the ball. Oh, dear. We've seen this before. And considering we had a long BearCave, we still have no highlights. We've only got to see one play, and it was a glitched out play. So, alright, but as we jump into this game is a 12-point favorite for the Razorbacks, 55.5 over under. So Iowa State, who is kind of crumbling down the stretch, desperate for Arkansas to hand them the division here. This is a crazy week for sure. Remember, if you're just joining us, we're going through all the divisions. The craziest one so far, Boston College winning the ACC Atlantic over Buffalo. All right, no choice for Texas Tech. They will receive. Blue Square going nutty today. Here we go. And a quick touchdown for Texas Tech. Another one! Oh, is it going to happen? 21-3. Texas Tech is up 18. No way. The Blue Square. The Blue Square loves Nebraska. No way. 21. Up 11 at halftime. Can they hang on? They haven't scored. Yes, they do. They score again. They're up 21. But Arkansas could battle back. It's only a 14-point game. Oh, my God. Is it going to happen? Oh, my God. Wait. This is an 8-point game. We'll jump in at the 2-minute mark like normal. Here we go. 3rd and 1. Texas Tech trying to help Nebraska out. Garrett Gamara at quarterback. He hands it off to Luke. We've seen this team, and they power for the first. One more first down very well could do it. Remember, folks, Texas Tech, they are the worst team in the country at catching the ball. They drop it all the time. Can they run for it? Arkansas in shambles. Luke to the edge. He has some room. He cuts. Oh! Saves the tutty. So there might still be a sliver of a chance, but now Arkansas will have a very, very small chance here if they get the ball back. Split backs here. Got to force a turnover if you're Arkansas. They break down Luke. So they could get the ball back with about 20 seconds left, but they have to not allow a score. So you need a missed field goal or you need a turnover. Split backs again. It's Gamara. Keeps it. He hangs on to the ball. One more snap. Trying to get it to the center hash, I guess. Texas Tech, yes, they're 2-9, but this would be their best win of the Coach Pizza era. Safety coming down. Garrett Gamara. Third down. They're going to run the clock to the bottom. Can they beat Arkansas and give Texas Tech a chance? And for anybody who's at 7 wins or 6 wins, you want Arkansas to lose here. If they get to that 7 win, it's pretty much a guarantee they get a bowl. Gamara. He has time. He steps up. On the run, he hits him over the middle. That's going to do it. That is going to win Texas Tech their first ever Big 12 game under Pizza. Garrett Gamara steps up, fires a piss missile over the middle. Bang! What a throw. What a way to do it on BearCave. Congrats to Pizza. 0-0. Nebraska still has a chance. Nebraska, with arguably the most up and down season we've ever seen, has a chance to play for a Big 12 championship and a playoff spot. Unbelievable what we're seeing here. Been an ungodly run here from Nebraska. They're getting everything they need unless Iowa State wins. We're down to one more scenario. Massive loss gets the pesky Hogs out of the way for the Cornhuskers. Look at him step up. Look at the throw. Gamara. Insane that there's a clutch Gamara play out there now. Oh, 100%, but that one makes me happy. We finally get a Gamara play that actually is good. Ugh. All the way from, what, Norway, that Coach Zach is watching his team potentially win. Unbelievable. All right, Garrett Gamara, 23 of 37. He absolutely went nutty today. 62% completion percentage. And this is a Texas Tech outright win, if you're following at home. Luke did okay. Garrison went crazy. He went 125. Federico Oaks, 6 pancakes. 3 sacks on the day. Interceptions, and Michael Copeland, East Carolina transfer. You're welcome. Chris Robinson, 17-27, the successor to Ed Bradley over at San Diego State. Tough loss for them is now they go down to 6-6, and they have to rely on some open spots and maybe some resume canceling. So we'll see. This is probably the end of the line for the Hogs in season 15, unfortunately for them. How do you lose to Texas Tech? That just probably sprung somebody else into the bowl season. Unbelievable choke here by the Hogs. Probably didn't help that there was a whole conversation on killing Hogs this morning. They let them rattle them. All right. To decide the North, folks. To decide the North, we are going to the Big 12. We still got a couple games here in the Big 12 to decide the South, but the North here is on the line. If Iowa State loses, Nebraska wins the division. If Iowa State wins, they will go on and face the winner of the South. This is a 12-point favorite for Iowa State. Over-under is 45.5. We'll see if Kansas State can send Nebraska to Valhalla. So, Coach, Logan Radke, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive? I don't think he's here. Here we go. Iowa State, yes, they're ranked number 8. Yes, they were the last undefeated team in the country, but they have lost 2 straight, and they've not looked good doing it. They lost to Oklahoma State, and then they lost to Nebraska like 45-7. But we're in Jack Trice. Division on the line. Time to go to work, boys. They've been in this position before. They are the reigning champions of the Big 12 North. Just missed the playoff last year. Can they do it this year? They're in prime position. Don't choke now, Cyclones. Our Season 7 national champions. Kiko Strong only ever made 1 playoff game. Can Logan Radke make his first? Here we go. Nebraska watching intently from Norway. Jack Trice Stadium. The toss goes to Kansas State. They will kick it. Man, this is, I can feel this, and it doesn't even involve my teams. I can feel the stress. Kansas State, it's a 3-pointer from Iowa State to start us out. Very slow game to start it. Both teams feeling each other out. They know what's on the line. Can Kansas State move the ball? They're down 10. They've got to score. Oh no, Iowa State up 13 at halftime. It's not looking good for Nebraska faithful. But wait! Kansas State. Oh my God, they take the lead. A 14-point quarter. We're 1 quarter away from Nebraska shocking the world. No chance this happens. We're 1 quarter away. Kansas State. Oh, we're going to go 1 play at a time. 1 play at a time. Iowa State driving down. 3rd and 6. They get it. There's a penalty. Incompletion. An 18-yarder. A 13-yard touchdown gives them the lead. And they go for 2 and they get it. Kansas State now get 23 yards. -3. It's a 3rd and 9. It's a first down. They're on the drive of their lives. It's another first down. Here we go. Can Kansas State tie this game up? Iowa State win would kill Zach's hopes. Abrams under center. Kansas State has been a surprising team themselves this year. Can they finish the job? They hand it off here to the outside, and he goes nowhere. Wyatt Germ on the tackle. Or no, it's Bernard Lynch, the safety. Man, got too many white guys wearing number 3. All right. 2nd and 11. Clock continues to tick. They might be playing for overtime here, I guess. Tie this game up. Don't let them get a chance. Split backs. They bring a blitz. They pick it up. Throws that cross body. It's a catch, but they only get a couple. 3rd and 8. Definitely got to go for it here. Inside the 20. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Iowa State do not choke. The delayed give on 3rd down. They get a nice run. It's going to be 4th and short. Clifton Gonzalez has had himself a great day. They're going to call a timeout and talk about it. Division hanging in the balance. A chance to play for the Big 12 championship. Iowa State can win it here. 4th and 3. Under center, they fake it. He's going to throw it. He takes off. He gets the 1st and more. He has eyes for the end zone, and he gets inside the 5. This is reminding me, if you guys remember, that great Kansas State season in Season 9, where they went to the playoff, went to OT against Georgia and lost. This is reminding me of that moment. First and goal. They hand it off. Gonzalez, he has it! Touchdown, Kansas State! Nebraska hopes live. Don't miss the extra point. It would be so funny. Don't miss the extra point. All right. 56 seconds for Iowa State. They can win it in regulation. They have 2 timeouts. Jack Trice is quiet. Oh my God, I'm so nervous, man. Can't even imagine what Zach's going through. 55 seconds, desperate. Oh, they bounce off 1. Gets to the 30, Kennard Sellers. Very even ball game up to this point. Look at that. Just 16-yard difference and 2 first downs. "51 seconds for Iowa State. 2 timeouts. All they need to do is get into field goal range to win the division and stop a 3-game skid. Quick throw here. Finds, he's the X factor. Kevin Kramer, the tight end. We've seen him make some nutty plays in his career. Watch out for number 11. But they have some great running backs on this team. Great tight end. And Dan Brown has been a very serviceable guy at quarterback. They are in yam range already. Brown, he's going to take off. That goes nowhere. He gets sacked. The clock. They had to take that timeout. 3rd and 8. Kansas State might get the ball back here. 3rd and 8. Brown, he has some time. Brown, he's sacked again! Back-to-back sacks from the Wildcats are going to end the drive. And Kansas State now, 40 seconds, no timeouts. Oh my God, Kansas State can do it. We could see Nebraska go to the conference championship. And they have a great starting field position, 32 seconds. Now, no timeouts, that's the key here. But Kansas State, man, you either get the field goal or you go to OT. Zach could actually do this. You need 3 things to happen. 2 of them have. Now we just need Kansas State. He's going to throw it. He was getting yammed. No, he's sacked. Clock is ticking. You got to hurry it back. James Williams got to him. And everybody was down so far. You got to run all the way back. Down to 15 seconds. Abrams over the middle gets some of it back, but that's going to do it. The clock doesn't stop. We're going to overtime. Unless, nope. OT, baby. Oh my God. We're edging Zach to the edge here. Whew. Remember, guys, you're just joining us. If Iowa State wins, they win the division. If they lose, Nebraska has done everything they needed to do to win the division. So Kansas State holds the fate of the Big 12 North in their hands, and Iowa State starts with the ball. 1st and 10. Dan Brown, it's a foot, that's a fumble! Kansas State picks it up! They're going the other way! Oh my God! They catch him! What just happened? Dan Brown just tossed it away! I've never seen a failed pitch in my life. Like a straight up designed pitch. Any score sends Nebraska to the conference championship. What? No way, no way, no way. What is happening, dude? The blue square. I'm actually in shock. What was that fumble? What the fuck? Gonzalez hands it off. He's stiff, he's a man, he's trying to get there. And Iowa State could have arguably the craziest collapse we've ever seen. They went from being 9-0, the last undefeated team in the country, to now potentially 9-3 with no conference championship and potentially no CFP. 3-2. They're going to audible. Any score wins for Kansas State. The handoff. Gonzalez. And he's short! Here it is. The field goal kick that will decide the division. If it's in, it's Nebraska. The kick, it's up! And it's good! Coach Zach and Nebraska are headed to the Big 12 championship. From the fucking bottom of the dumpster to a chance at the CFP. Coach Zach is back. Nebraska is back. And my pick for Nebraska going to the semis is still alive. What? That takes the cake. Potentially the craziest fumble I've ever seen for a division. Zach, the good part is none of your games remaining of the year will be simmed. What the hell was that fumble? We're going to go into review because I think he was going to shovel pass it here. He was going to shovel pass it, and the running back just didn't see it. I mean, why would you shovel pass it so quickly? Like, I think it was an actual throw, and he shovel passed it. I don't think it was a designed toss or anything. I think it was just a shovel pass. Oh my God. All right, let's look at the stats first and foremost. I mean, Iowa State started out beautifully, and then they choked. Gonzalez just went nutty. So Dan Brown, 20-38, 256 and a tutty. Bonds. And now, dude, I mean, it's up to the playoff committee, but does Iowa State fall out of the playoff conversation? I don't know, man. Unbelievable result here today. In the playoff committee, man, we have a lot of stuff to talk about because now you got Buffalo losing, you got Michigan losing, the G5 is in just shambles. Kansas State, Tyson Abrams, they get it done, and this gets them to 6-6. And so now if you're a 6-6 team on the bubble, you might be looking like Kansas State. Damn it, dude, they have a very high quality win now over Iowa State. Well, that knocked me off the bubble. Dude, I'm like, that was such a good, I can't believe it, dude. Every opportunity in all these games, the most unlikely scenario had to happen, and it happened every single time. Nebraska winning, sure. Texas Tech beating Arkansas? No fucking way. Kansas State beating Iowa State on the road? Oh my God. The blue square works in mysterious ways, man. What was this play? And for it all to culminate down to one messed up play that we've never seen before. Because this is a throw. This is a throw. This is not designed. So out of the 3-step drop, he immediately decides, oh, I'm going to go for the shovel. Why? Oh, I know why. Because it's the dumbest thing to ever happen. What? Oh, the running back is like, why on earth would you even do that? You had no clue. Oh, no. Maybe he thought it was a little toss, but even then, there's no blockers. Just perhaps the most unbelievable play in the biggest moment, the biggest fumble we might have ever seen. Man. Iowa State, man, they won their natty off of multiple fumbles like that. One from Michigan in the semis. Now that just cost them. Looney Tunes, yeah, that's stuff that will be replayed against Iowa State fans for generations. if this were real life. So that's another outright win. We've had some big upsets now, 2 in a row. And now we're going on to the South now. Can the South get crazy, huh? So, I mean, the South is arguably nuttier. Because here's the deal. If Baylor wins, they win the division. Nothing crazy, right? If Baylor loses, TCU, Baylor, and Oklahoma State are all tied on conference record, head-to-head, and divisional record. So it would go down to the head-to-head. It'd go down to the head-to-head point differential between the 3 teams. I believe Oklahoma State's somewhere like plus 18, plus 20 or something. Baylor's at TCU's currently at like minus like 30, and then Baylor is like at, I don't know, plus 6 or something. So in order for TCU to win the division, they would have to like win by 36. So the most likely scenario is going to be Baylor, and then Baylor can probably still win if they lose close. Oklahoma State can win if TCU blows them out, but not by like much. If it's like 40 to 0, TCU would then win the division. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I don't know the exact numbers. We'll hash that out if it gets to it. But are we gonna? Which game is next though? I'm trying to find my bearings here. All right, so we're going to Bedlam. So Oklahoma State. This is a push game, 64.5, and with Iowa State losing, man, Oklahoma State may not need to win this game. They might need to, but they have the head-to-head over Iowa State. Jay Jettis, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Oklahoma's lost 4 of their last 5 games. They were number 1 in the country at one point. Now, not even a chance at the playoff. So, I don't see Jay Jettas. Do I see Sved? No, I do not. All right, we'll just go on board with Oklahoma here. There he is. All right, tails and kick. Welcome in, Jay Jettas. So, this game is a push. Man, dude, I can't believe Nebraska. I cannot believe that just happened. I can't believe Boston College either, but I really can't believe Nebraska. The odds of that happening, man, gotta be it, man. If you parlayed for Nebraska to win the division, it would have been like plus 2,000 or something like that. Craziness. And now we're going to see Oklahoma State. Remember, folks, we still have like recruiting coming later as well. Get to find out where the fastest player in the country goes, Drew Hayes Jr. Speedy receiver. We got game day coming up, too. We got Texas Tech. Or Texas A&M, I mean. Tails and kick here in Bedlam. Cheddar biscuits. And we want kick. So Oklahoma State, normally in this game it's kind of flipped. Normally Oklahoma State's season's over and Oklahoma is trying to avoid a disaster. But quick touchdown for Oklahoma, but State brings it back. Stequavius Gates and Tyreek Asher are currently number 1 and 2 in the Heisman race. Oklahoma has a 2-score lead. Things aren't looking good for the number 6 team in the country. Oh no, not like this, Oklahoma State. Come on, there you go, they get 1. Can they get it back? Yes, they do. This is one of the highest scoring teams in the country, and they battle back. 35-28. Just this is this is 21 unanswered. Next possession, and Oklahoma gets it done. All right, folks, here we go. 4th down. Oklahoma has the ball. We'll see Brent Farr. We'll see Shaquille Wildgoose, Todd Honey, some of the best SFA players in history, not playing for the playoff. There's Gus McFeeters still going. I can't believe what's happened today, man. So we got a tie game here. Can Oklahoma State stop Oklahoma? I cannot believe Oklahoma's not in the playoff this year. This team is so good. This might be the best team to never make the playoff. Or to not make the playoff, because obviously they're #1 seed last year, but this is such a disappointing year for them. The talent of this team is oozing. Split backs here. Biscuits and McFeeders. They're going to go triple option with Biscuits. He flips it to Biscuits. We know Biscuits on the edge. He gets a block. Oh, Biscuits almost took it. That block was incredible. Almost sealed the edge. All right, Oklahoma State's not looking good. Yeah, you guys, we were like, oh, 6 covers to start the day, and now look at us. Oh, missed tackle. That's a first down. It's a great send-off to the NCAA 14 era, that's for sure, Coach. Nutty year, as McFeeders goes nowhere. Still a chance here for Oklahoma State. Second and 9. McFeeders to the outside. McFeeders still going. He gets 4. Thanks for the sub. Got a yeet there from Eisen. Thank you, thank you. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right, 3rd and 6. Brian Farr. Hand off to McFeeder. No, Farr keeps it. He gets the tutty. Oklahoma takes the lead in Bedlam. Been a crazy year for Oklahoma. Definitely not the year they would like to see. This is the first time, I think, since Jay Jettis took over that they're not going to be in the playoff. But we'll see if the 2 Heisman favorites, DeQuavius Gates and Tyreek Asher, have anything to say. Oh, no, Tyreek, what are you doing? Oh, Tyreek, the best receiver in the country, just stumbles. We're not putting 8-4 Oklahoma in the playoff. I'm sorry. All right, Asher, bottom of your screen. 35 seconds. It's Quavius Gates. He has some time. He throws it, and he hits Asher. First down. Tyreek, 112, 1 touchdown. Not the day we're used to from him. He normally averages about 200 yards and a couple of tutties. Asher, top of your screen, number 80. Player to watch. Clean pocket yet again. Throws it the other side. That was risky. No timeouts left. 27 seconds for Gates. See if they can tie this game up. Second and 10 now. It's DeQuavius Gates. They bring a corner blitz. He throws that out of bounds. Gates not having his best day. This performance from both these guys might open the door for someone to jump in there in the Heisman race. Asher, top of your screen. They're playing so far off of him. They do not want to give up a big one. Bring another blitz here. Plenty of time. He yams this one deep, and it's a 50-50. It's caught. What a catch from Adam Shelton. He skies the ladder. And they are in business here. 15 seconds left. They're going to hopefully snap this. All right, 12 seconds. 2 chances at the end zone here. From the 38. Asher, top of your screen, number 80. Shelton, who just made that ridiculous grab, the bottom of the screen. Corner blitz. Oh my God, George Payne! The converted safety to middle linebacker drops it. Gives him another chance here. That catch would have ended the game anyways. He would have been tackled in bounds, no timeouts. So now they got to just throw it to the end zone. 9 seconds. Got 2 chances here. And they're throwing it short. Not sure what they're doing here. Game's over. So Oklahoma's going to win the game. They win Bedlam. And now Oklahoma State will have to wait and see, 1, if they could potentially win their division, if they get lucky. Or 2, wait to see what the playoff committee does with this loss. But a lot of teams are losing in front of them, so we'll see. If everybody loses, no one moves, right? So anticlimactic, they didn't make a play for the end zone. Brent Farr gets your player of the game. So that is Oklahoma outright, as this was a push game. Some nutty results here today, folks. We got Kansas State outright. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that fumble, man, in OT. It's rare, very rare that we see turnovers in overtime that decide games. It's almost always just field goal, then a touchdown, right? We've seen the playoff before with Notre Dame and Clemson, but now we saw it here. That's crazy. That's crazy. Still can't believe Nebraska, man. Nebraska and Boston College and Iowa are all playing in conference championships. As Wild Goose got a touchdown. He got 2 here. Bailey gets a couple. Asher got in. And then Battle. So we're going to have to wait and see. But Brent Farr, freshman, doing his thing. Big day. Wild Goose gets it done as well. George Payne gets 10 tackles. A lot of TFLs here. No sacks. No interceptions either. Just a good, hard-fought game here from Oklahoma. This is the game that we're used to here from them. Quavis Gates, 18 of 31, 2 touchdowns. And Huey Creed must have left that game early, so that could have impacted this result. On defense, they did get a sack here from John Willis. No picks, so very clean game by both sides. And 1 fumble. All right, so that will do it here from Bedlam. Very good game. So Oklahoma State, player in the playoff potentially, but not a win there. So 9-3. They're going to have to wait and see if that's good enough. And this week's rankings are going to be very important because if there's bid stealers, which there seems like there's going to be a lot of them, the bid stealers win, teams are going to start dropping out. All right, so we continue on in this very long BearCave. We got quite a few games left to go, but we're going to officially decide the Big 12 South, who will face Nebraska, who have somehow magically, from like the 1% chance, won the division. Will they face the #1 overall team Baylor, or will they face potentially Oklahoma State or even TCU? So, Coach Flame, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I know he submitted a jersey request. Let's wrap it up. Silver helmets, then all black. All right. I'm just realizing now, Pizza, I didn't put your jersey request in, but I think it's okay. Now that we know you won. My bad. And then silver. Yeah, dude, a TCU win here would be horrible. Like, if TCU somehow won by enough to do this, they have like a 60 overall. So I'm pretty sure if TCU wins, that it will probably be Oklahoma State that goes. I think. Most likely, but like I said, everything would be tied. It would depend on point differentials. All right, here we go, folks. So if you're following this game on BearCave or Bets, this is a 13-point spread for Baylor. TCU over under 60.5. We've already seen a ton of the top teams in the country lose. So We saw number 2, we saw number 3, we saw number 6 all lose this week. So a lot on the line. Every team playing this week as well, so I think was that half the top 10 is lost this week. So Baylor, the number 1 team in the nation, can they go into conference championships with that chance? We will see. If there's any team in the country that is likely in the playoff no matter what happens, probably Baylor with their wins. However, you never want to leave it up to chance here, as TCU has won the division the last couple of years, but this team is a shell of their former selves. We'll see if they can get the crazy win today. Baylor starts out with a touchdown. Can we get some sanity back? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Baylor has struggled in the red zone, but 10-0. TCU adds a field goal here, and it's tied at halftime. Oh my God, what is happening this week? Next quarter, we're in the third. TCU, man, Baylor just can't convert, and they are losing. A field goal's no good from 29 yards. Baylor. Oh my God, Baylor, what are you doing? It's 4th down. Gonna go play at a time here. Can Baylor please? Please, Baylor. All I'm asking. There you go. They get 1. Remember, Baylor wins. There's no point differential that matters. So you can pretty much, I think, eliminate TCU as they, like I said, they'd had to blow out Baylor here. So regardless of the win, it looks like TCU, I think, is eliminated. But TCU is winning. Cannot make this up. Remember, we'll jump in at the 2-minute mark here. Still got some time. It's a fumble recovery! No way! 3rd and 2. Baylor may not be going to the Big 12 championship. This would be, I think, a monster win for Oklahoma State because they would have a chance then. And they give them the first. What? No way. No way. That's the most BS first down I've ever seen. TCU, man. Unbelievable year for them this year. You're still pushing. Now, Baylor can get the ball back here plenty of time, but no more first downs. And they are going 2 fullbacks now. Handoff here to Sutton to the outside. He gets the blocks. There he goes. And that's going to win them the game. Holy Toledo. So remember, folks, this is the only division where I don't know for sure what's going to happen with this result. It comes down to point differential. I think only losing by 3, Baylor still might be better than Oklahoma State, but I'm not sure. Because Oklahoma State, I think, throttled TCU. So I think if this result holds, you don't hold me to this, I think Oklahoma State goes to the conference championship to face Nebraska. Which would have been my preseason prediction, but man, it took a long ways to get there. My preseason prediction was Oklahoma State winning and Nebraska getting an at-large and going to the semis, but 3rd and 15. Baylor is not going to win the division. The number 1 team will fall. Which means number 1, number 2, and number 3 have all lost this week. Unbelievable. TCU gets it done. This is just ridiculous, man. This week is ridiculous. That's a TCU outright win. This is just ridiculous. If you look at the committee's rankings, man, we're going to have a hard time because Baylor has lost, Michigan has lost, Buffalo has lost. We've not seen what Georgia Tech has done yet. Southern Miss won. Oklahoma State lost. So 4 out of the top 6 that have played have lost. We still don't know about Texas. Iowa State lost. There are no more one-loss Power 5 teams, folks. I repeat, there is no more one-loss Power 5 teams. The best record remaining in the country is in the group of 5. We have multiple 11-1s. There are no more one-loss teams in the Power 5. That is crazy. Baylor lost, Michigan lost, and Buffalo all lost this week. Georgia Tech is on deck. We'll see what happens with them. But Southern Miss, man, there's a good chance Southern Miss could be the #1 team in the country going to conference championships. Unbelievable. We are screwed in the playoff committee room, man. Maybe a 4-loss team isn't so far out of it. You know what I mean? I mean, Baylor, what are you doing? Clinton Sanders, 22 of 38. I think this is our worst case scenario, Tribe. This is not going to be a good meeting. It's going to be difficult. Like, there's a chance Baylor stays as the #1 team in the country with their resume. I'm not even joking. Just thinking about everything. Man, what are you doing, Baylor? And this week is also the worst possible scenario for a lot of you guys on the bubble, because now Baylor, they can't win the conference championship. That's one spot gone. Buffalo can't win the conference championship. That's potentially one spot gone, right? So, TCU, man. Now, I don't know for sure who wins the division. It could still be Baylor with point differential. We might need Rick to figure it out here. But that is a TCU outright victory. All right, let's take a look here. Well, let's go to the conference standings, see what's going on. That's TCU outright, man. So in the Big 12, the worst possible situations has happened for both sides. All right, so if I go into conference standings, it's not going to update the winner yet until I move to the next week. So it still shows Baylor here. But these three teams are tied at 6-2, and they're tied in division. And it goes to head and head. So TCU, okay, so they lost to Oklahoma State by, 21, and beat Baylor by 3. So they're minus 18, so they are out. Oklahoma State went, like we said, plus 21, minus 6. So they're plus, plus 15. And now Baylor, oh no, Baylor's done. Baylor only won by 6 and they lost by 3. That's plus 3. Oklahoma State is your champ. Oklahoma State is going to face Nebraska for the Big 12 championship. I can't believe it. With a loss, Oklahoma State wins the division. And we continue on. It's Oklahoma State and Nebraska. Very well could be our game, or the game day that you guys choose, but my God, man, what a way to go out. Oklahoma State versus Nebraska is most likely, not official, but the most likely, I think, scenario here. So now we're going to go to Georgia Tech. So this game doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. This was the Patreon game of the week that they chose. So Georgia Tech, chance to be #1 in the country after this week. So Coach Mike, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I know you want to receive, but... And Georgia can't win. So, but Georgia Tech, no matter the result of this game, they won this week. They don't have to face Buffalo again, unless they meet them in the playoff. But Georgia Tech now the favorite to win the... and how big this is, because Georgia Tech now favored to beat Boston College. If they do that, they would probably get a first-round bye now as well with the ACC championship, instead of having to play potentially on the road again. They lost in this against Washington last season on the road. What a crazy week of games. And we are not done. We still got the SEC to figure out. So this will be the start here. Yeah, definitely there's some salt there, but hey, 10-2 for Miami, man. You'll be in a conference in the new game, most likely. But, yeah, so we still got Miami, Florida coming up, and then we got the SEC to figure out. And if things are going nutty, if things continue going this crazy, we could see Florida make it into the conference championship. All right, here we go. I'm just going to go heads. And they do not receive, but Georgia kicks anyways. No, I think it's going to be pretty bad for the loser. I think that it will be an elimination game with all these upsets. These upsets are just shrinking the bubble to better teams. You know, now a 3-loss Texas looks like a pipe dream, as Georgia now is doming Georgia Tech. Oh my God, what is happening? We're at halftime here, and they're up 15. Let's see, I forgot to look at the spread here. This is a 2.5-point favorite for Georgia Tech on the road. So not a crazy upset here, but definitely a noteworthy one. Because right now, the entire 5 of the top 6 are going to lose this week in rivalry week. What are we watching? Can Georgia Tech come back? 38-20, dude. The blue square has chosen perhaps the craziest form of violence we've seen in a long, long time. Southern Miss is the only team in the top 6 to win this week. And potentially the top 10. What in the world is happening? Georgia Tech gets plastered. So Georgia now guarantees himself a bowl game. Clayton Tune did not have a great day. This is why they pay us the big bucks on the playoff committee, Coach Jackie Moon. It's going to be a rough... I mean, there may not be movement. Like, if everyone loses, there's not going to be too much movement. You know what I mean? My God, dude. The playoff is just getting... And you know what this is great for? Potentially an at-large G5 team like a Cincinnati or a Fresno State. All these teams losing is really helping them out. If they can finish the job, be conference champions at 1 loss, why not put in a Cincinnati? Why not put in a Fresno State? You know what I mean? Because you got teams that play like this. Like, you're just giving up 41 and get cooked for no reason. What in the world is happening? Yes, so in bowl season, every game will be on BearCave. And then in the playoff, every game is a game day stream. All right, so Georgia with the outright win. We're now on a bit of an outright craze here. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight underdogs winning. So we started out with maybe all of the covers. The last favorite to win was Nebraska. Ridiculous day. And now we're going to go to Miami and we're going to go to Florida. It's time to decide the SEC. Everybody else has been decided except for this conference. We've got 3 more games on BearCave, and then we've got game day, which is Texas and Texas A&M, which will decide that division. Now, here is how it goes. Tennessee, if they win this week, they win the division. Plain and simple. If they lose and Auburn wins the division. If both Tennessee and Auburn lose, Florida wins the division. So still 3 teams vying here. It would be, judging by what's going on, whoever wins this conference or this division has a good chance now of getting their ticket punched. So let's see what happens here. We are going to start off with Miami and Florida. This doesn't impact the division race, but we're going to see if they can get another quality win here. So, Coach Eisen, I know you're here. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Battle for the war canoe. Vandy's been good this year. A win and they would be bowl eligible. Tennessee has been quite vulnerable this season. So Coach Eisen, heads or tails? Tails kick, right. Okay. Thank you. All right, here we go. The War Canoe on the line. We got Miami and we've got Florida. Miami probably not in a playoff chance, but with all these losing teams, you never know. A big win here could jump them up in the poll. Florida, man, they are desperate for a win here for their chance at an at-large. But they are sitting firmly on the bubble. If the season ended today, they would be the first or the last team in. It's saying the Seminole War Canoe. Welcome in, Coach Nick. We've had absolute nuttiness happen in the Big 12. In the ACC and the Big 12 today, just craziness. Boston College wins the division. Then you've got Nebraska coming out literally from the dead. They were buried alive. And they have somehow fought their way back. And now we go to, and then Baylor choked, and now we go to the SEC. All right, here we go. Miami and Florida. No division on the line right now. This is just a big chance to get a quality win for both teams. 14-7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 have all lost today, and Florida takes a big lead here into halftime, up 11. See if Miami can make a comeback here. 21-10, Miami scores. It's now a 4-point game. They get a field goal. This is going to be a good finish for the War Canoe. Love rivalry week. And they add one, but they miss the extra point? No, they go for 2. Interesting. They try to go up 9. Interesting tactic there. So Miami down 7. And they get a long touchdown. A 57-yard rush from the backup running back. Remember, Birch has been hurt the second half of the season. Remember, we'll jump in with 2 minutes left here. Florida putting together a nice little drive. 4th and 7. And they punt it. So Miami has the football here. And here we go. 3rd down. Miami with the rock. Tie ball game. Miami technically not out of the playoff hunt, but they don't have a CCG to fall back on. So they would need the committee to move them up quite a bit with this win. 2nd and 8 now. So Cameron at quarterback. The lefty throws it cross body, and that falls nowhere. But, folks, I'm just looking at this now. Only one team in the top 10 has won this week. Baylor, Michigan, Buffalo, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, and Coastal have all lost. And then 2 other teams that have not played is Auburn and Texas. The top 10 is currently 1 for 7. And here comes a punt now for Florida. I think this is the most top 10 losses we've ever seen in 1 week. This is ridiculous. Unprecedented territory for the folks on the playoff committee a little later on today. Unprecedented. And like I said earlier, I think who this helps the most is the G5, because now there are no one-loss Power 5 teams left. The group of 5 very well could get a couple teams into this playoff. Is Jared Johnson throwing the game away? Yeah, this is not going to be a fun meeting, man. Yeah, this is kind of like 2007, only they waited till week 14 to do it to us. I mean, we've had it before where we've had some nutty conference results or like crazy losses, but never to this magnitude. Imagine this in the 8-team playoff, having the entire top 10 lose. That would cause incredibly weird scenarios, but... Oh, it's almost picked Oh, Randy Franklin. He had 2 picks earlier in the year when we watched him, but drops that one. 2nd and 10 now. I'm still just flabbergasted over what's happening this week, man. Split backs here for Florida. They dumped this one off. Remember, Florida to make the SEC championship at 10-2, or 9-2 or 9-3. They have to have Tennessee and Auburn lose because that's their only 2 losses. So they don't have the head-to-head over either team. So handoff now here. Timeout by the defense. So Miami once again getting a chance here. Wait, they're going for it. Florida getting so aggressive here. A turnover, or a turnover on downs here would be lethal. And yeah, so in the SEC East, there's no head-to-head tiebreaker in a 3-team tie. So so if Tennessee loses and Auburn wins, you have the tiebreaker over Florida, and Auburn would go. If you both lose, then Florida would go. If Tennessee wins, it's over. They have the tiebreaker over both of you guys. So the turnover on downs now. Miami has a chance here. They yam it. Oh, that's a big throw. They could be in field goal range. 54 seconds. Here comes Miami. Coach Eisen. A 10-win season from Miami. And if you think about it, it felt impossible when they got kicked from the ACC. They were down bad. Oh, flip out. Runs over one. They needed a fumble there. Over 200 yards for Nick Harris. And we're in the swamp. They need some yardage, though. Go, Gators. The lefty Cameron, plenty of time. He yams that to the corner, and he hits him! Oh, baby! What a throw! Channeling his inner Matt Barkley with that throw. He wears the same number. Handoff now to Harris. Harris, oh, he cuts outside. Oh, he could have scored there. Only chance now for Florida here. A loss here basically eliminates them from any at-large contention. Handoff here to the outside, and they stop him again. But clock is running. Florida would have to rely on the SEC championship to make the playoff. 3rd and 1. 15 seconds left. What are they doing? Come on, Miami. Please don't mess this up. Cameron. To the end zone. Open man. Touchdown, Miami. They take the lead. Coach Eisen getting it done. Leaves Florida with 6 seconds left. Wait a second. There's 3 seconds too. All right, Florida gets one at play. If you remember the Florida-Auburn game, which could end up deciding this division, Auburn scored from this kind of range. (34-27). Florida. Johnson, he yams it deep. He does get it off. It's caught and flipped away. Miami gets it done. A big-time win. They get to 10 wins for the first time since they were back in the ACC. So a masterful win here for Coach Eisen. He's going to have to wait to see what the playoff committee says, if they have any hopes at somehow making the playoff. Unlikely, but they will go to a very good bowl game. So for those of you guys following at home, that is a Miami outright win. So we continue the outright wins here. So that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight outright victories. And I'm just going to breeze through the entire BearCave results so far. We had a Wyoming cover, New Mexico cover, Western Kentucky cover, CMU cover, Boston College cover, Syracuse outright, Nebraska cover, Texas Tech outright, Kansas State outright, OU outright, TCU outright, Georgia outright, and Miami outright. And the War Canoe goes to Miami. So we got 2 more games here on this crazy edition of BearCave that will decide the SEC East, and the West will be decided on game day. This is quite a quality win. Yeah, too many outrights. That's 6 in a row. 6 of our last 8, and or 7 of our last 8. Nebraska being the last cover. I still can't believe Nebraska is in the conference championship. I cannot believe this week. This is an all-timer of a week. The blue square cooked. Thank God I'm not a coach. I'd be in shambles. Exactly. The 5-0 straight covers at the start were just way too big of a plot twist there. So big time win for Miami. Congratulations, Coach Eisen. It was had a few weird losses in there to like Florida State and I think Virginia, but a couple big wins. I know you beat Hawaii, beat Florida, so we'll see what the playoff committee has to say. Remember, all these losses at the top of the card could help some of these lower teams. So Jared Johnson, 21 of 43, 3 touchdowns. Remember, it's all gonna come down though to your resume. So 3 TFLs here for Bryant, only sack there. Interception from Corey Carter. No fumbles, and that will do it. Miami wins on the road. All right, so now we go into the big-time games in the SEC. The next game will decide if either Florida or Auburn is eliminated. So we got, this is a Miami outright win. I'm not ranking UTSA. We've got teams like Pittsburgh unranked, who's 9-3. I would rank them way before you, bucko. All right. Auburn at Alabama. So, Coach Cabbage, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive for the Iron Bowl. It's a 4-point favorite for Auburn. Over-unders 56.5. So, if Auburn wins this game, they would be in line to win the division if Tennessee loses. If Auburn loses this game, then Florida would be in line to win the division if Tennessee loses. Remember, if Tennessee wins, none of this matters, but this actually is massive. This could be a win here anyways for Cabbage. Could clinch a playoff berth for them based on what's happened. 10-2, they may not be on the bubble anymore. So Auburn and Alabama, here we go. The Iron Bowl. Do you want tails and kick? All right. Number 9, Auburn. Can they become our first top 10 team to win? Hell, first top 11 team. Because, all right, here we go. I mean, we'll see what happens. Show up to the committee meeting, folks. It's going to be a doozy. 0-0 here in the first quarter. Anybody's ball game. And hell, you got unranked Alabama here at 8-3 too. There's a touchdown for Auburn. They give up a long one to Bama, though. Not looking good. Florida fans on the edge of their seat watching this game. Alabama takes a 10-point lead. Alabama goes up 20! Oh my God, Alabama. Alabama. 34-7. They're dominating. Another top 10 team potentially going down. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it. Auburn's eliminated. So if Tennessee loses, Florida will win the division. Oh, no. So now Auburn's going to have to wait and see where they fall. But another top 10 team goes down. Only 1 of 8 now, or 1 of 9, have won this week that have played. We still got Texas to play, but oh, no. The top 10 is falling. Potentially 10 of the top 11 could lose this week. Fonzo Jackson, 18 of 35. If everybody loses, does anybody lose? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. This is unprecedented territory here in the SFA. Truly, the blue square is not going down without a fight as we go to the new game. Joe Bennett, 300 yards, 3 tutties. Unbelievable. So Alabama now in 9-3. I mean, they could find their way into the rankings. They do not have a good resume. I have no idea where we're going with this. I have no idea where we're going with this in the rankings. This is absurd. I'm actually nervous now for this meeting. Like, it's always like, okay, there's maybe 1 or 2 pain points, but 1 through 12 is going to be a pain point going in. And this now is going to be the craziest ranking release. Probably the most, eager the community is for a ranking. And it's going to decide a lot. Because we got 1 more game. And we've had 7 straight outright wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight outright victories. Let's just make sure this is the last game along with game day. Coach Nick taking on Coach Neggs. So Coach Nick, heads or tails, kick or receive. You win the division with a win. Florida goes if you lose. Auburn is eliminated. Now, for everyone says this is going to be an easy game, like I just said, we've had 7 outright victories, including Texas Tech getting their first Big 12 victory in 2 years over Arkansas. We had Kansas State take down number 8 Iowa State. We had TCU with a 60 overall quarterback take down Baylor, the number 1 team. Anything can happen here. So this game, it's a 17-point spread for Tennessee, our biggest favorites of the day on BearCave. 43.5 is your over-under. We got a tails and kick from Coach Nick. They still can make the playoff if they win the SEC. Vanderbilt can still make bowl eligibility for their first time, I think, in SFA history, if I'm not mistaken, at least in the NCAA 14 era. Here we go. Oh, Pizza is 45K on this game? Yeah, it's over. Vanderbilt is going to win. They're at home. Chance to be bowl eligible. Craig Jeffries, Timothy Stevenson. Who is going to the SEC Championship? Tennessee or Florida? Did he say tails and kick? Yeah, he did. All right. Here we go. Final game on BearCave tonight. Then we got game day coming up in a couple of minutes. 3 points for Vanderbilt, 7 for Tennessee. They get a what was that? That was a safety, 9-3 after 1. Can Vanderbilt score here? No, they cannot. But the defense seems to be holding at least a little bit. And a quick score from Tennessee. And they get another safety. Back-to-back safeties. 2 safeties for Tennessee, and this is the boat race. Here we go. 25-6 here, 32-6. Tennessee looks to be headed to another SEC championship game. 39-6 right now. It is over. The fat lady is singing. Coach Nick pulling himself up by his bootstraps. Both Nebraska and Tennessee end up making their respective conference championship games. And we finally get a cover. So it was a Bama outright was the last one. And we finally get a Tennessee cover. Unbelievable set of games today. 39-6. Yeah, they got 2 safeties here. Stiffy got a 75-yarder. Unbelievable. What is happening in the SFA this season, man? What are we watching? Tennessee. So my preseason pick for the national championship winner, Tennessee, could still happen here. And I had Nebraska in the semifinals as well. That could still happen. Unbelievable. Craig Jeffries, 9 of 29, 2 interceptions. Not a good day. Timothy Stevenson. Checker Vandy came out to play. So Vanderbilt will not make a bowl game. It very well could, man. The hope is still alive. They both have their chance. They survived somehow. I mean, Tennessee, they were the favorited choice, but Nebraska, man, no shot in hell. All Iowa State had to do was win one of their last 3 games, and they lost them all. Just an unfathomable choke from Iowa State. And then that fumble in overtime against Kansas State. Huh? If you haven't seen it, you got to go back and watch it, man. Ridiculous. All right. So let's take a look here. Just make sure all the games are done. Cool. I can't preview next week like I normally do. However, I will go back through and tell you guys what the conference championships are looking like unofficially. Remember, they won't be official until later today when I finalize them and go through all the scenarios. But New Mexico will be facing Fresno State in the Mountain West. We've got... All right, let me just go by conference here just so I know what's what. Or here, let me go through this way. So unofficially, we'll go conference by conference. In the Conference USA, we've known this matchup for a while. It's North Texas and Tulane, regardless of North Texas's loss this week. In the ACC, Boston College will face Georgia Tech. In the Big Ten, we've known this one, Iowa and Michigan, even though they both lost this week. In the Big 12, the shocker, Nebraska will face Oklahoma State unofficially. Off-point differential. The American will be Cincinnati and Western Kentucky. The MAC will be Central Michigan and Ohio in a rematch of their great game earlier in the year. Mount West, like I said, will be New Mexico and Fresno State. Pac-12, we've known it for a week now. It's Oregon and USC, despite Oregon losing this week. In the SEC, it will be Tennessee facing the winner of our game day game, Texas and Texas A&M. So I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in, and for all of the crazy donations and gifted subs today. Really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun wrap-up to the season. We got about 16 days until the new game drops. We got something very fun releasing tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, a lot of fun. We'll be back here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Peace.